What's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more First Descendant. Now, we are on day 2. I wanted to touch on the inversion reinforcement to kind of give you guys a little bit more insight on that, but we also have our second day rotations up. And so I want to use that. Of course, we're going to get into those, but I want to use that as well as a way to correlate the inversion as far as what you would pick, because I feel like some people are still struggling with what they might want to actually pick. And these buffs actually do help out quite significantly if you are struggling. So we're going to talk about that. So first things first, inversion reinforcement. Now, I've mentioned in the previous video when we were talking about this day 1 that you're basically going to be able to use these abilities. But I think the question at hand that really needs to be answered is what abilities should you be picking, right? Now, the thing is that when you're looking at a couple of different factors, you have to determine what are you struggling with or what kind of player you are, right? Because I would say, for example, like the recovery under the inverted defibrillation is probably going to be one of the best ones for some of you guys to pick, especially for your first one, if you're struggling with, like, say, survivability, right? Now, this does drain your MP, but it works very similarly to Lepic's passive ability, which basically, minus the immortality, but it basically is when your HP drops to 10%, it consumes whatever MP you have, and then the effect is triggered to where it heals you up to 20 to 50% of whatever MP amount that you essentially had accessible, right? So that could be a huge thing to helping you survive, considering that I would argue most of this dungeon and these dungeons you can get through with your guns. Your guns are pretty strong here. So, there's kind of that, right? But again, if you're not struggling with that, you might want to go for something else, right? Now, the other thing that I think is really important, again, to reiterate, you only have 3 activation slots. So the thing about this is that each day you are going to have to change these slots. There aren't any specific combinations that's just going to work for every single day, right? And the reason why that is because of this, right? So let's actually go back to the map real quick. And let's hover over the invasion. Now, you might notice here, let's actually move this over so it's more on the screen. There we go. The invasion has a enemy type. So the Legion of Immortality. Now, the thing about this is that this is really important to note because, again, if we go back to the other dungeon as well, that's up in Hagios. Hagios also has the Legion of Immortality up as well. So if we go back to our inversion, right? And we look here under survival. Survival is going to have different nodes that's going to give you a ability that directly affects something for those certain enemy types. So for example, here, the secondary quantization response. So when attacking the Legion of Immortality grants the secondary quantization response. And what this does is it decreases incoming damage modifier by 15% for 5 seconds, right? And this is on a 25-second cooldown. Now, this again is something that can help you with mitigating some of that damage that you're taking so that you can survive longer. And again, it's not going to be the sole solution, because obviously you still need to have good builds. Like these one-shot builds that people are trying to run 3K, 2K health is not going to cut it in these dungeons. You need to have full builds on your characters. And I felt like I needed to say that because I know some people are going to complain, but they don't have full builds, and you absolutely need to. If you guys need to see more full builds, please comment down below, and I will gladly share some of my builds with you guys. And I'll probably do like an overhaul video where I just show you guys my current builds. Really honestly for dungeons, because they're not one-shot builds, promise you, right? So yeah, if you need that, comment that down below. But basically, again, not only do you have that for the immortality, but you also have something for the Order of Truth. And then you also have one for the Legion of Darkness. So this is something that you really want to take advantage of. This is a literal gimmick and mechanic for Season 1 that's going to help you with survivability, right? Incoming damage modifier minus 15% is huge, right? So that means you're taking less damage. Now, of course, with that, you also have the season that also is going to be giving you another thing that you can take advantage of. So for example, this is a action, right? So with the force device connection, so stepping on an arcade tile during the Legion of Darkness invasion grants force device connection every 5 seconds. And what this does is it increases your defense by 4.6% for 1 second, and it stacks up to 5 times. right? So this is making it to where, so if you're thinking about like, for example, with the Legion of Darkness, we can actually change this over. We'll probably try to find one for something else, right? But basically what this would be doing, like, and I was using this the other day, is if you step on that tile, you're getting that defense increase, which again, stationary, like standing stationary is a high chance that you're going to be getting hit. And obviously for those of you guys that are squishier, you're going to probably get killed. This is something that can help you with that, right? So picking different abilities that help you are going to be really important. A lot of these are going to help you with some sustain. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. You're going to be changing these each day, and you need to make sure, guys, because I noticed some of you guys just aren't seeing it. Because I even was like, it's kind of funny because I was like telling my some of my content creator friends, I was like, hey, dude, like, did you guys do this yet? And they're like, wait, isn't the like points for the Ironheart particles like capped? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you need to go and do the particles collected, right? This is going to be something you want to get done regularly. This is going to help you out immensely, right? So you want to make sure you're taking advantage of that, okay? So again, that's all I got to say for that. But like I said, let me know if you guys need to see more full builds in the comment section down below, all right? So let's go ahead and let's move on to the dungeon. All right, guys, we are at the first invasion here. So this is for the Forgottense. We're going to jump right into it. So disrupt invasion here. We are dealing with Legion of Immortality. So obviously if you have some guns to help you with them, that'll be even better here. But of course we have 6 minutes and 8 seconds for gold, 15 minutes and 43 seconds for silver. Aggressive melody can actually drop as a drop here compared to day one, right? And then of course what we currently have as our invasion penalty when using roll, firearm attack is minus 3.6% and up to 10 stacks. All right, so the gimmick for this dungeon is definitely really interesting. It's basically a collect and like turn in type of mission, right? So you're going to be collecting these artificial brains, and that comes from killing enemies essentially, right? And you get these in groups of 15. Every time you get these and you collect 15, you have to turn them in, otherwise you can't collect anymore. Now for these first two rooms, what you want to make sure you're doing here is you're collecting, enough to do it 3 times, right? So first 2 rooms, you got to do it 3 times. Now, the thing is that I would advise for unit type or builds, farming builds, like at least survivability farming builds, because the main thing you're having to deal with here is a ton of ads. It's ad central. It is like spam ad central. It's insane in here. It gets kind of ridiculous. All right, so we got our 15, right? So we're going to go up here. And we're going to turn those in, all right? So we got our first 15. Now, you also don't want to get frozen. There's something here that can happen, basically, where the enemies can basically hit off your collected brains. So, yeah, it's fun times. It's definitely fun times in here. So, yeah, you don't want that to mess you up here. If I had to recommend a gun, go Greg's Reverse. Greg's is pretty nice in here, just for those extra, fixed hits. I know some people are like, because they did adjust it, I guess, so it's not as OP on the extra fixed hits, but it's still really good. All right, so now we jump up here, turn those in. Let's jump back across, and now we got to do this one more time. All right. I think this is one of the big boys. Yeah, we got to work him down. Oh, there it is. See, they try freezing me. If they start hitting you, yeah, you're going to start dropping stuff like Sonic coins. All right, so there we go. All right, and then we can get the rest from up here. It's more than enough. Ooh, they tried to kill me. Let's go. Oh, they dropped. Oh, wow. Okay, so they just, okay. Wow. All right, I see what they did there. So we still keep our progression, which is great. You don't have to reset the room. But again, yeah, it's a lot of pressure in here. So yeah, ad control is going to be a big thing. Ad control is absolutely going to be a big thing. All right, so we got to redo this again. I got to kill this guy. Get those extra hits off. That's pretty good. All right, we should have enough. I don't think we need to do the full 15 because we already had it. All right, cool. Now, the door. Very simple. You shoot it. All right, it destroys it. All right, there we go. Now we're in the next room. I keep forgetting I'm using midair, so you only get it once every like few seconds. And a few seconds in this feels like forever. All right, here we go. Now we're in the next room. So same thing, right? We just got to maneuver, get around. and collect our 15. Again, you got to do it enough times for 3. But if you die for any reason, you could just continue and filter whatever else you might be missing, right? All right, so that's 11, 12, that's 13, 14, 15. All right, let's go turn these in. Start zapping them. There we go, our first 33. Yeah, this is crazy for Bunny. Like, this is like probably one of the worst areas to just be in for elongated amounts of time just because it's so close quarters. And Bunny, I mean, she can do it, but yeah, if you get stuck even the slightest, yeah, that's probably GG. All right. So here we go. We got some up here, but I ain't even going crazy. 13, 14. We need one more. And some health, thank you. Boom. There we go. We're out of this room. All right, so let me swap to this just because I can destroy it faster. All right, so now we're going to go out of here. Now, the interesting thing is that this gimmick you have to do on the boss. Who would have guessed, you know? Yeah, you got to do this gimmick on the boss, which, again, is fun. Fun times, guys. Fun times. So, yeah, you got to do this gimmick on the boss. And yeah, if you could do that, you can basically do anything. All right, let's go for that. Almost killed me because I was going to be short just a little bit. Yeah, I definitely would advise you to use long air maneuvering because short air for this one, for some reason, just ain't it. It's not it for me. Maybe it's just me. All right. So we're going to be just shy of gold, which is okay because I'm trying to explain this and, you know, show you at the same time. All right, so now what we're going to do here, just going to run straight in. We want to go to where the enemies are going to be at, okay? So the enemies are going to be basically over here. The boss is going to be channeling like a crap ton of energy, and you do the same gimmick, basically. You have to destroy ads. The ads, each time you have to go into another wave against the boss, are going to progressively get more aggressive. So yeah, this is very ridiculous. Like, it just is. And I know I'm laughing. That's just kind of what I do. Oh my God. And then that, right? The boss pushes you off the map, possibly. So there is that, right? So yeah, you gotta deal with a whole bunch of stuff. And I wasn't even looking at the boss, which is the crazy part. All right, so we still got our 13 that we've held on to. All right, so now we're gonna go and turn these in. Wow, the body blocking is nuts. Come on. Yeah, let's go and turn these in. All right. All right, so we're already back at 9. Yeah, I got to work on some ad control here because they're wilding for respect. All right. We got our 15. Let's go turn them in. Now, it's a little bit different in here. Instead of it being a direct 33%, it is 50%. Okay. So we destroyed that one. Now we can work on the boss. Let's go get our gun. Oh, nope. Nope. I'm not working with you doing that. Nope. I refuse. All right, here we go. All right, we're going with our Gatling here. And, of course, it stops me from shooting for some reason. Love to see it. Now, if you have to go into another phase, you want to work down as much shield as you can because otherwise it's just going to be annoying. All right, so we got a good amount of shield down. This next phase, we got to get done pretty quick. All right, here we go. Yep, because the faster we can do this, the faster we can start working on the boss again. His shield actually is a slow, restoration shield, so it does not restore fast, comparatively to what you normally would see. Now, he's standing in front of this, as he should, because he's a boss, right? Like, that's just what bosses do, I guess. All right, we need some stuff to drop here. All right, there we go. Ah, come on. Body blocking is crazy. All right, we got our 15. Now we can go back. So he's at half shield. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so that's done. Let's go work on the boss. I'm gonna turn my speed off. because we need to hit these shots, like, seriously. All right, he's trying to kill us, as a boss should, but we're working down some HP, which is great. There we go. All right, nice. All right, so we got a good amount done. Now, this is the last phase we're probably going to need to do. We need to move, right? Like, that's the big thing here. You gotta move. Otherwise, that might be death. That might be death. All right, here we go. And this is why squishy builds just won't work. Just because the enemies here are just way too aggressive for that. They're way too aggressive. All right, we got 12, so we're almost done with this one. 14. All right, where is my last one gonna come from? That's fine, I'll just turn those in. All right. Zip line around because I'm not seeing any. Okay, here they are. All right, so we should have enough out. All right, here we go. Now we can work on the very last phase for the boss. All right, there we go. Oh. Yeah, now we're working this shield down as quickly as we possibly can because he's working me down. Look at that. Look at those shots he's putting off. As soon as we break this, he's dead, though. Come here. Nope, no, you don't. Yeah. You're dying, buddy. And this also is, like, a good, like, part of the game. Like, if you don't have good guns, it's also going to be harder, too. All right, there we go. 2 data chips right there. And that is the fight, okay? So, yeah, I mean, again, they're very aggressive. You're gonna have to have full builds, otherwise you will die, right? Like, there's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Let's go ahead, let's move on to the next one. All right, Zox fam, we are here at the very last invasion location for today. Now, quickly to jump into what exactly you have to deal with, Legion of Immortality. We have the same drops, 5 minutes and 30 seconds for the gold clear, 15 minutes and 6 seconds for the silver clear. And basically what we have for invasion penalties when enemies attack, inflict burns with a set chance. If you want to help mitigate that, obviously, you can run the heat release, which is going to give you burn immunity. So I definitely would advise you to do that because having to do with any extra is going to make this even more annoying, all right? So let's go ahead and let's get into this. Now, this is the exact same gimmick as the first dungeon that I showed you guys. You have to collect the artificial brains in groups of 15 and turn them in 3 times. One of the big differences I would say with this one, there's more room for you to move around. And then, of course, when we're talking about the boss phase, you actually have to do that process 3 times as far as like turning in 3 times before you can go into the first phase versus like the other one, which was only twice before you could go into the first phase, right? So there, I guess, is that tedious aspect to the fight. But other than that, it's all the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to work my way through these rooms. And then we're just going to come back at the boss room so I can show you that. All right, so let's get into that and we'll be back. Okay, guys, so we basically cleared both of those rooms. Now we are on our way to the boss. Now it's going to be really important that you alleviate some pressure off yourself. And I'm going to explain that in a second, okay? So basically when the boss spawns in, he's going to be right on top of you, right? You want to be moving around. Don't stay on the same side with the boss for too long because he has a whole bunch of aggro and it will kill you, okay? Now, what we're going to do, he's already over here being oppressive. We're just going to move to the other side. Don't worry about enemies. Enemies will spawn on both sides. And on top of that, you're also going to have enemies running over to you from the other side. So you don't have to go, crazy with trying to keep all these enemies, or kill all these enemies on one side, right? Because they are going to come. So again, just kind of keeping yourself alive, move at your discretion to each side to keep that pressure on and off. Okay, so we died. We're going to try this again. Again, same thing. Try to alleviate some of that pressure if you can help it. And I wanted to try to show you guys this using a sniper too, because that also helps you with some of that shield tread. If you can get that shield off, the quicker you can start burning and working on that HP, right? So again, we're just moving around just so that we can keep some of that pressure off of us. Should not have ran into that, but hey, it is what it is. It happens. All right, let's go for speeding up. All right, so the boss is right there. So we definitely don't want to drop right there. We get our HP right here. All right, we got our first 15. Let's go and turn that in. There we go. And now let's work on this side. All right, so we should have some smooth sailing. I'm not gonna say complete, but some smooth sailing with some of the enemies over here. Nice. We need one more. All right, let's go and turn in. There we go. Electrocute. There we go. You're not taking my mana just yet. All right, and then we got to get our last 15 here. The boss is right there. We could finish on this side. Should be able to. Okay. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually rotate around because we have 20 seconds to actually go and turn this in. And there's a lot going on right now. All right, so boom, all the enemies disappear. We're gonna rotate around one more time. Okay, and then we're gonna turn off our super speed. The reason why we're doing that is because we have the ability on that basically makes it to where we get restoration on our HP when we have some MP to utilize. All right, so let's see. He's gonna peek around here. Let's get some of that shield melted. Oh, he went for that. That's cool. That's fine. I'm gonna go back to my regular gun here because he's gonna just be a spaz. Yeah, he's trying to get clean shots off on me. We don't really have much time, so I'm just gonna stand here and put as much bullets as I can into him. All right, there we go. All right, so now we got to do it again. So we're gonna start on this side. Nice. There's a little breathing room up here. All right, let's go. There's definitely a lot of enemies. All right, so we got our first stack of almost. Oh, he's right there. Probably don't want to go right there. Oh, no, he's right here. Okay, that was weird. Like he was on the other side. Let's turn that in. Go around. It's being impressive. See if we can get some health over here. We actually ran out of mana, which is not the best thing. But it's doable because everybody needs to come over here. Okay. All right, not too shabby, not too shabby. We got some back from killing. And I see some right here. So we're gonna go and turn in. And that's the other thing, man. It's like resource management, man, and just like it's definitely a bit of thinking you have to do when playing this. So even me trying to guide you through this, it's making it a little bit harder because I have to think and try to show you at the same time versus me just locking in and doing it. All right, so that's our first 15 right there. All right, there we go. I'm gonna get off of that, turn our speed off. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna reload my gun. Oh my God, dude, he's on me like for no reason. I need to turn my super speed off. Okay, let's do it. I'm going for the shred with the gun. Just so we can get onto that HP bar much quicker. Oh, come on. There we go. We should get a restoration here. We might actually kill, maybe? Almost. Okay, almost. All right, let's get out of here. So obviously the more headshots you hit, the faster that will delete that boss. So, boom. All right. Okay, come on. Yeah, we gotta find some alleviation here. All right, he's on this side. We gotta move, or it might be GG. All right, there we go. Yeah, we just gotta get off of this side. Nice. All right, so we got our first 15, same spot that we gotta go turn into. There we go. Oh, come on. Get up out of here. Yeah, it's definitely working a number on me here. Need some HP. Ain't nobody dropping any. We do have our gimmick, though, that'll come into play, which is nice, but I'd rather just restore the HP if I can help it. which I think we just did. Nice. Yeah, so we're not using our passive ability for the season, which is good. There we go. And it stops him. All right, there we go. So we are on the last one. There we go. Okay, now we're just going for the work down. Again, turn off your super speed. Let's find the boss. And let's work on him. Got to get rid of all that shield first. And then we should be on some HP. I'm not going to die from this, so we're good. And that is the boss. There we go. All right. So very simple. I mean, I'm not even going to sit here and say it's simple. It's not. It's not. Obviously, the better your guns are, the easier that'll be. Hitting more headshots and really is just the weak points. It's going to make that much quicker. Again, it is definitely a trying thing when you're talking about not having the proper equipment. It can make it harder. It definitely does. I guess my feedback for this rotation really is they definitely have to figure out a way to make the pressure kind of not feel so crazy. I guess the pressure is fine for me, but I think I'm trying to put myself in the position of a casual. I mean, honestly, the biggest piece of advice that I can give is that you got to have your guns built. Like, I don't know what else would really make this easier outside of that. I did get some news as I was recording this that they were going to be nerfing some of this stuff. So I know that I'm showing this at where it currently is, but it possibly will be slightly easier come the next time you see it. So this still should be relevant as far as how you can do it. But I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly at this difficulty. So we'll come back to that when the time comes. But again, guys, that's for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Everyone, stay blessed. And like I said, let me know if you want to see some like specific unit builds and, you know, certain gun builds. I definitely would love to share those. So that's going to be that, guys. Everyone, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.